Hey guys, Jesse from Full of Strength and Conditioning here with tip 76 of my 90 fitness tips in 90 days. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a different one, and I'm actually using two phones because one is not enough. No, it's because I have a really short attention span. But what I'm going to do, I'm opening this video to a live Q&A. So if you're listening, if you're watching, if you have any questions, comment below so I can see them. I'll be able to see them in real time and add them to the list and keep responding. So, all right, let's get into it. Helen asks, Helen has lots of questions, first of all. So, Helen, here we go, one at a time. Is it okay to work out while sick? This one here really depends on how sick you are and your general response to being ill or sick. So, if you're feeling really under the weather, so I know this year particularly has been really bad, people going down with flus and bugs of that nature. It depends. Is it a common cold where you've just got the sniffles and got a little bit of a tight chest, or is it something more severe where you're lacking energy, you're feeling, you've got a fever, you might have gastro, that sort of thing. Really, you need to take into account the severity of how you're feeling. So my advice is, if you feel just a little bit off, then train, but do it at a reduced intensity or difficulty level. If you're feeling really run down and under the weather, then I would say give it a miss, give it a day or two. If you're still not feeling well, head off to the GP and see if it's something further that needs to be addressed. So err on the side of caution. If you feel up to it, do a light session, maybe just stick to the cardio side of things without exerting and getting that heart rate too high where you're really huffing and puffing and pushing that cardiorespiratory system. Right, is 30 minutes a day enough for weight loss? The simple answer is yes. The reason I say that is because the biggest part attributed to weight loss is nutrition. So you can actually lose weight without exercise. I'll repeat that. You can lose weight without exercise. Okay, and the way we do that is by creating a calorie deficit. That basically means that we're consuming less calories than our body needs to function on a daily basis. Okay, so we're consuming less than the body needs to function and perform the basic tasks needed. Okay, so 30 minutes is enough. If you so once again, this is something I've discussed with a few of my clients recently. It's going from here to here. If you're currently sedentary, if you're not currently exercising, anything that you do on top of that baseline is going to be a step in the right direction and see you make progress. So the simple answer is yes. However, if you've been doing 30 minutes consistently and you eat the same foods, then you need to step it up either by doing more exercise or reducing calories further to see a weight loss improvement or decrement rather. So that is my answer for that one, Helen. I hope that makes sense. Okay, next one. Should I do the same workout every time or mix it up a little bit? Once again, this is going to come back down to what you're currently doing. If you're going from zero exercise, then anything you do is going to be a step in the right direction again. So I know it's not the most fancy answer, but it's my honest opinion. If you're currently doing nothing, doing anything will be a step in the right direction. However, if you've been doing a little bit of exercise, let's say it's been once per week, then you need to look at either making the session a little bit more challenging. So you can do the same exercises, yes, you can do the same session, but you need to make something a little bit more challenging. So whether it be lifting a little bit more weight, doing an extra set, some more repetitions, or reducing rest periods, you need to change some of the training variables. So it can go either way, Helen. You can change the session each time, but changing the session and creating variety just for the sake of variety will not always lead to results. Okay. Any advice considering I have 20 plus kilos to lose? Well, it's going to come back down to nutrition. Like I said, you can lose weight without exercising. You're not necessarily going to build muscle, but you can preserve it and you can also lose body fat. So my advice would be to get into a consistent exercise routine 2 to 4 times per week, depending on your schedule and what you can actually do on a daily basis. And then also look at modifying and improving your nutrition habits. So it's about creating good habits. You know, you want to exercise on a regular basis. We want you active. We need you eating lean protein. We need you to stick to the basics. Protein, vegetables, a little bit of fats, water as pretty much the main source of liquid. Tea and coffee are fine, but get rid of all the, what's the word I'm looking for? Empty calories. So that'll be things like soft drinks, alcohol. Get rid of them. The more changes you make, the more changes you'll see. Okay. Moving on, my opinion on meal replacement shakes. So I am not a fan of them. That's my honest opinion. That's my answer. I don't like them unless that is the only option left available. And there's always an option. Generally speaking, most of the time there's an option, but in terms of meal replacements, a lot of people I think use them in the wrong scenario. So rather than actually trying to improve nutrition and look at better options to eat, they want the quick fix. They want to lose the weight yesterday, and the way that a lot of people do it and the way that a lot of the companies market this is via these super shakes, these fat blasting shakes, and all they really do is they just mean, you know, you're getting a protein source, you're getting calories. And one example I'll use is a basic outline. You have 2 shakes per day, you have 1 meal, boom, you're going to lose X amount of kilos. Of course that's going to be the case because the shakes have really low calories in them. You're having 2 of them and then you're having 1 meal. But what happens if that is the scenario you choose to take? What happens when you go off that and you actually start eating real food again? So I don't like them. My first port of call is always to Tidy Nutrition because let's say I'm 25. If I go to use meal replacements and I use them for 6 months, for 1 year, for 2 years, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? The next 60, 70, 80 years of my life? Am I going to stay on those shakes? I would hope not. I want to learn, I want to teach people good nutrition. So like I said, keep it very simple. Get a protein source in each meal. Eat your vegetables. A lot of people don't eat enough vegetables. 1 or 2 pieces of fruit per day. Stick to water, tea, and coffee. Include exercise anywhere from 2 to 6 times per week, depending on your schedule and current activity level. And that will see you make much better progress long term rather than just relying on meal replacement shakes. So I don't like them. Okay. Helen, that is all of your questions done. I hope that's helped you and I hope that's helped some other people out there as well. If it has, comment below, guys. Jump in on this. Next we have Craig. So how are you, Craig? I hope you're watching. I hope you're listening. Craig, his question is not specific to the above, but he wants to know a good brand of training equipment. I'm after Olympic bars and weights and a combination power rack. Okay. So, Craig, I know you're up in Perth, so there's a couple companies that I can recommend. Most of them are north of the river. You can go and check out Technique Strength. John Quinn runs that. There is Flex Fitness Equipment. They're in Wangara. And then there's also Fitness Outlet. That's where I got a lot of my training equipment. At the start of the year, I got a I got a squat rack. I've got a 20 kilo barbell, 100 kilos worth of plates. I got some bands and some fractional plates, things like that. It's pretty much just for personal use. So, I mean, I train a client here and there, but to be honest with you, that suits my needs perfectly, and my partner uses it as well. So it really depends on how much money you want to invest. You can go higher level and get things like the Rogue bars and also Titan. But it really depends on how much money you want to spend, mate. My advice is figure out what your budget is for one, how frequently you want to use it, and then make your decision from there. So like I said, probably those 3 companies if you want to have a look at the bars in person and also the racks. But that would be my best bet, north of the river. Flex Fitness, Fitness Outlet, and Technique Strength have good gear as well. So Craig, I hope that helps you in your quest to find some good quality training equipment and get that done. So I'm just going to quickly refresh to make sure no one else has got any questions. I can't see any coming through, which means that I'm answering everyone's questions, I assume. I think that's about it, guys. I think that's a wrap. Beautiful. Well, I appreciate everyone listening. It was a long one, but you know, we covered quite a lot. If you have any questions, please comment below, and I will do another video in the future where I can hopefully address your questions. Alrighty. That's it, guys. Tip 76 done. I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night. Have a great night, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.